What is up, my knights, my soul family? Welcome back to Knights of Light. I'm Destry, here to present you with your daily energy forecast and what came up and what's probably coming up for other people and myself, because I am totally included in this too. And the energy, we really totally feel it. We're feeling it today. The energy that kind of came up, and we're presenting, and I like to use tarot just for a little visual inside the videos, right? So today we pull the Princess of Swords. Now this card's pretty interesting, but today the energy I really felt, and from other people, talking to a lot of people today, and myself, is we're really, including me, is really caught in the debris of our past. Like I remember so many times in my past, or recently too, that I let my past like kind of define me on where I'm supposed to go and where I'm supposed to be and what happens. Like and we do this all the time, right? Whatever happens in our past, we think that defines us. Like, if we've been arrested a lot, if we're felons or whatever, we keep making it define us and where we can go and strive in life. I mean, I have plenty of friends that keep striving and prove these things wrong, and so have I. Like, sometimes I let this addiction paradigm mindset get in my way and really define who I am, but I can't even call myself an addict anymore because I can't sit in that paradigm. I am not in that paradigm anymore. I'm a whole new person. I have totally changed and I have set forth in a new direction. Even when we sit in like these relationship paradigms or whatever, we let our old relationships also control the new one. Why do we do that? I mean, for so long in my relationships, I was caught in this constant loop, and they would seem to constantly repeat themselves and seem to end up the same way. I would get kicked out, I would do something wrong, I would sabotage the relationship or something like that, or I'd be so aggressive on being, too there all the time or in the face or needing love constantly because I didn't feel it for myself, which pushed the other person away. It would just constantly be like that and when we try to switch into a new paradigm of all this, we can't let our past sit there and really cloud our vision. For so many times, I mean, that would constantly keep us in this constant energetic loop of repeating everything that we've ever been through constantly because we're stuck and we think, and I always totally used to think the same thing, that I would constantly keep repeating these things because that's what I deserve or something. That is not what you deserve. That is not what I deserve. We have to keep striving to be a better person every day. Keep striving to leave our past in the past. And a lot of things that I've learned, just for today, and like sit in today and figure out today, tomorrow will still happen. And the past and yesterday has already happened. So we can't really do anything about what happened except not sit in yesterday and keep sitting in that paradigm of what happened yesterday and how do we fix that. There's nothing to fix there. It's just keep moving forward regardless of what happened. That's what we have to do here, and that's what I keep doing. I mean, if we keep doing this, like sometimes we get stuck in these energetic loops and these energetic patterns, these karmic patterns, right, that keep us constantly in these loops of having to justify the same thing over and over and over, and we do begin to justify them as just the norm, the normality of things. But that's not true. That's not who we truly are. I mean, we can totally erase these karmic patterns that get in the way. I mean, I've had a soul realignment done. I've had a lot of energy work done on these things, and relationships and a lot of things from my past, of course, were the big deal because, the future hasn't totally happened yet, but we do have futuristic blocks and restrictions that do also need to be cleared. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the past debris getting caught up in our head constantly, and we keep seeing ourselves repeating the same situation over and over and justifying that's what we deserve. It took me a long time to realize that I do not deserve to be poor. I do not deserve to have a crappy job. I do not deserve to go for my dreams. It took me a long time to realize that. I'd even sit there and like watch TV and like, oh, why do they get to be famous? Why do I have to sit here and be miserable? Right? And I'd be like, well, I guess I deserve this. It's just the way I'm supposed to live. But that's not true. I can fight and push and shift into other timelines to make these things possible. I just can't let my past define me. Your past makes you, but it doesn't define exactly who you are, if you know what I mean. So many people are like, oh, it's always your past. Your past is what you are. That is not true at all. Your past is the past. The past happened. It did make you who you are. It makes you, but it doesn't define you. It taught you lessons. It helped release karmic patterns. It helped release so many things, that probably lessons that needed to be learned so you can get to your total mission statement in life. I've gone through so much in my life, fighting addiction and fighting constant relationships and, being divorced twice and going through all this stuff and, school, and then being in the Marine Corps, going to war and all this, and going through all that. So many different things and battles that I've had to go through in my life, they made me who I am and got me to where I am, but they don't define who I am. I can be a whole new person, which diving into this work and this spirituality and keeping that connection going has really helped me keep this going and changing who I am and developing a whole new modality of shifting the paradigm and dipping into programming and thought forms that are there that need to be released out of the subconscious, or even from past lives that we keep digging into. If we stick in these loops, these past things can really harm us, because we'll just constantly keep repeating it over lifetime, over lifetime, over lifetime. It took me forever just to sit there and learn how to live in today and develop my future as I go on a day-to-day basis. And that took a while to actually learn that I had to deal. Of course, there's things that have to be planned for, whatever, and everything like that. But to be able to move forward, we really have to release the past, release all this stuff that gets in our way, and release. And also, when we dip into this, we also can get really caught up in the chaos. So I'm talking about today. But some people, when they try to do that, they get caught up in the chaos of the day, which I am totally victim of. I get caught up in so much other chaos that is going up around me. It almost creates a storm, and I become part of the storm, which I really don't want to become part of the storm. I want to be the calm in the storm and help try to, reorganize it and figure out where it's going. Because being part of the chaos does not help any situation. We can really get lost in that storm of chaotic situations, keeping on moving and keep going and keep striving forward. And we'll really get addicted to chaos. I mean, I used to totally be addicted to chaos. I used to love chaotic circumstances to prove I can handle them, to prove I can get through them, to prove I can master them. And I really felt comfortable in chaotic situations. It took me a while to realize that I had to calm down. And of course, it is the holiday season, so there's a lot of chaotic events going on, a lot of chaos and a lot of hurt that we can't see people because of COVID. We're scared to travel or anything like that. And the house is probably really chaotic, with the kids and everybody just around, and everybody's always constantly around each other because not everybody can work or whatever. And the kids aren't always, not everywhere. The kids are going back to school yet. And I mean, all that going on is just like, ah! I mean, it can really, really start to get to your head. So we have to step back and remember not to be part of the chaos that's going on, which is really hard. Sometimes it's easier just to scream and become part of the chaos. But what happens when we step out, we change our energy, we change the frequency of the environment? Maybe we can start to calm down that environment a little bit. Or we also, when we finally get a chance alone, then scream, let out the emotion, and change the frequency of the situation with yourself, and let all that chaos that got absorbed into your body, let it back out. Just scream, ah! You know what I'm saying? Just scream it all out, because this chaos can get really hectic, and it can really get inside our bodies, and we can feel it like our organs literally start to twist, and it becomes chaotic inside. I mean, we get nauseous, we get anxious, our mind starts going a million miles an hour. We start talking faster and we don't slow down. You see what I'm doing? But you see what I'm saying? We can get really caught up. Even talking about chaos makes almost the video turn into a chaotic circumstance, because I can really feel the energy and really feel the energy that's going around today. So people getting caught up in their past might have been chaotic. So now their present is chaotic, which makes their future chaotic. and which disconnects them from their higher selves and whatever. I am totally guilty of that. Sitting in my past that was chaotic, making the circumstance that I'm sitting in chaotic just because it triggered me or something in some event from my past. I got triggered, so I made it chaotic and made it weird. And then the whole circumstance and the continuous future just continuously sat there and got chaotic. But the lessons I've learned from that is now I got to sit back, maybe go somewhere and scream really loud and change everything, or release that chaos up out of my body from deep down in it and really get it out. Because when we sit in that chaotic environment, our bodies, we don't need to get used to that. It is not part of our purpose. We just have to really get rid of it and really recalm our insides and really reconnect and ground ourselves back to the earth and into ourselves to become the calm in the chaotic moment, the calm in the storm. Don't be the storm. Don't be part of the storm. It is unnecessary. It is not necessary when you're in there in a very chaotic situation to become part of it, because it doesn't help the chaotic situation, except makes it totally worse. So remember, just try to release the chaotic situation. If you ever get time, release it down into the earth, deep down, burn it away, scream it away, whatever helps you. Screaming helps for me. Going into an area and just sitting there and just screaming really helps me. Really helps the purging of chaotic energy, really helps the purging of dark, negative energy. Screaming it out and picturing it just literally releasing outside of your body, and you can feel it, and everything becomes a lot smoother, a lot calmer, and then you also become, and me, I also, let's say I become easier to be around and be able to help other people focus on what needs to be focused on. So let's shift this paradigm. Let's continue moving out of our past, not being part of the chaotic situation and becoming part of the debris, and getting caught up in all that smoke and that chaos and that fire and everything clouding our vision. And let's keep moving forward, and let's stay woke and continue shifting the paradigm.